Good morning, it's already the next morning and we passed last night West Virginia, just a short step. So through the country roads, and then we arrived here in Pennsylvania. It is south of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in Washington, Pennsylvania, and we are doing a trip now towards Niagara Falls.
Pressed insane, I went insane.
And we are stopping at Erie, at the Lake Erie, and then we continue. So some of the information what I have to owe you still. We traveled 593 miles yesterday, and it was around 400 watts per mile, and we are good on the way to Niagara and to the next charger. There's only one charger because we will stay overnight at a nice destination charger in Niagara Falls and gonna look at the falls, and you are with us. Now we do have a different landscape for sure, so it's a little hilly, and then you have also their houses structured a little bit different and built into the hills. It's an older part of the United States and very interesting, I guess. Now it would be fall or summer, this would be all green, but now we have winter time, it's not. We did had a Pennsylvania license plate before, so because we started in the United States in 1996 in Pennsylvania. This is west of Pennsylvania. We were in east of Pennsylvania at King of Prussia. So probably to the honor of the King of Prussia, because they helped the Revolutionary Army during the Revolutionary War to fight against the British. So actually some German helped to get the British out of the country. And yeah, we lived here before, and that's why probably we moved to the west coast, because if you see here on the side that in winter time it's a little bit boring, and unless you have snow, and we're not getting soon snow. Maybe that's typical of Pennsylvania. Old buildings. Historical buildings. Hills. I think we just crossed the Ohio River, but I need to validate that. Yeah, that is better for me. That's it. Let me check what river that is. Now we went from southwest Pennsylvania to northwest Pennsylvania, and we are close to the supercharger in Erie at the Lake Erie. This is a very snowy area. Thanks, we don't have any snow because there is a lake effect. So the evaporation of the lake will create snow in higher regions, and as snow blows over this portion of the country. And we're gonna be at the supercharger soon. A supercharger all for us. All available. Excellent. And then here's the Lake Erie. Oops. And let's go. Charging up. So I've not seen that before, but this was for disabled people. So that was designed for disabled people. So we had to move one over, and that's what we actually did. We moved one over here, and now we're charging. All fine. So the Interstate I-90, there next to the supercharger here, there is a Cracker Barrel. So it cannot become more American than this one. Cracker Barrel. Let me go and show you inside. But that's really typical. Almost every Cracker Barrel looks like this. Come on through.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's step in. So that's a typical Cracker Barrel. There's a whole bunch of stuff here being shown. Toys, tools, crafts. And that's what you see at any Cracker Barrel, because you can purchase some of those goods here. And at the same time, in the next section, you can go and eat typical American food. When you switch you around, that is typical American food. The restaurant looks like typical as well. Old signs, old pictures, and you see here, there's even, hey, hello. There's even a nice, yes, great. And we'll take a seat here. Now continue our trip to Niagara Falls, and it goes I-90 east. It's a little bit northeast, just alongside the Lake Erie, and we have beautiful weather here. That weather can also be really bad, so the snow effect, but we had perfect weather, and we have perfect weather, and it's now 55 degree. What is that? Or 50? Can you check? 55. 55 degree, and perfect. And the next stop will be at our hotel, or some pictures in between. We probably want to show you some pictures from Lake Erie. This belongs to the three lakes of Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, and Lake Erie. We are approaching Buffalo, New York in the background. There is a nice scenic drive in Buffalo, New York, just at the lakeside. And you can see that here on the screen is at the Lake Erie. And here in the background is downtown Buffalo. Getting there a little bit closer. And here, downtown Buffalo. And there's also a nice cathedral and a stadium right next to it. I'm gonna write in the movie what that is. But the streets are a little bit bumpy. All right, we are here at Fort Porter. That is directly at the Peace Bridge to Canada. That's the closest to Canada when you can come over to Canada. And I'm gonna turn around here, and then you can see the lake here in the background. That's Lake Erie. Maybe I can zoom up to that a little bit. Let me do that. Zoom to the lake. Yes. It's directly at the highway here. And there is the Lake Erie. A little bit traffic, or quite some good traffic here. And it's the Peace Bridge. Probably because they have the cannons here. No, just joking. That was a fort before. Fort Porter. Here's another set of cannons. And there's my wife walking the dog. Our dog on the trip with us. Yes, you can see an old city and old buildings. And let's walk to this gentleman here, the statue on that side. So that's a statue of Oliver Hazard Perry, 1785 to 1819. Here we go. So Oliver, we come closer to him. Yes, he's looking over to Canada, it looks like. And Canada is still belonging to the British Empire. And the Queen has to sanction their Prime Minister. So let's see what's on that. Commissioner Honored William J. Connors, Honored Jacobs Schifferdecker, Honored William Rafferty, George Emerson, and William Simon, and Charles A. Woodsley. Okay, continue our trip. That seemed to be the bridge. Yes, it was the bridge to Canada. The Peace Bridge. So on the other side is already Canadian border. Niagara Falls, and we are approaching the Grand Island, which this island still belongs to the United States, and on the other side there is Canada. That is the bridge to the Grand Island and to the Grand Isle Village. So this part of the river belongs to the United States, both parts of the river. It's probably the Erie River. Just have to look it up on the maps. And then both sides coming together again. From here. Grand Island. Most northern island in New York. One more step over another bridge, and then we're going to the Niagara Scenic Parkway. So this is Niagara Falls exit. Welcome to the city of Niagara Falls. And all this water comes off from the Lake Erie. Here you can see the bridge again. And we're going now Niagara Scenic Parkway. Let's see what's scenic on that parkway. I hope they don't meant the power plant, which is scenic, which is in the background. But the other thing looks pretty nice. And a little cloudy today. We're just going alongside the Erie River. Both of them. Half of that belongs to Canada, the other half to the United States. Then there's another bridge coming up in the back. It's called the Rainbow Bridge to Canada. We are soon at our destination location for today. So very old colonial houses here.
Nice.
Nice. And our hotel is coming soon. That's not this hotel. We are at an older hotel at the Red Coach Inn because, an historical district, because it has a destination charger.
There it is, isn't it? No, it's not.
No, there's the Whitney Mansion. Georgia Falls State Park. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little bit difficult to see. And on the in the background is already Canada. There's also a big tower there. And you can see that. And that belongs to, there's a casino. And that belongs to Red Coach Inn. Here's our hotel.
Now turn right onto Main
Very
Street.
nice. Very old hotel. Let's check in with the hotel.
Ich warte hier noch, ja.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of wind here. I hope that you can hear that better. Here on the other side, there's Canada already. So let's check in. The Red Coach Inn Restaurant and Lounge, established 1923. Let's go in here and we'll ask for the destination charger. We are at the reception now and checking in. And the destination charger is where?
It's a back parking lot. There's 2 spots there. I mean,
So do you have to drive around the building
just
here?
drive around the building, right
And
in
then-
front here, and then there's an alleyway. Just turn right around.
Turn
the corner.
right and there's there. Cool. This is a pretty hotel.
Thank you.
Really. We choose the hotels by the destination chargers.
Absolutely.
And you have a destination charger and that's why.
All right.
So I
if
just
I
have to
could
sign
get a
here.
Signature from you.
Yeah, if you
Just
can hold that
confirming.
paper,
Yeah.
with the other hand is holding the camera.
No problem.
All right.
That's just agreeing to our no smoking policy.
Sure.
Checkout is at 11 o'clock in the morning.
And we do have a service dog.
That's perfectly fine.
Okay, good. But it's a very tiny one. All right. Good.
All right. And we have you in the London room. That's off of our parking lot. So like I said, just turn right around,
Yes.
around the corner here. Wi-Fi is no charge. It's all capital letters, waterfalls. Please connect
Yes.
to the Red Coach Inn network, not the Red Coach Inn guest, okay?
Okay.
I have 2
Red Coach and what?
Red Coach Inn network.
Red Coach Network,
Yes.
okay.
You have 2 room keys here for you. Breakfast is included in your stay. Just have this handy for breakfast in the morning. It's
Okay.
between 7:30 and 11.
Yes.
It's down here at the restaurant, and you get to order anything from the breakfast menu.
Perfect.
If you have a sweet tooth, I would recommend the crumbly French toast. It's amazing.
Oh, yes.
All right,
Hey.
there are your keys. If you need anything, dial 0 on your phone so you'll reach the front
Yes.
desk. There's a small welcome snack in the fridge waiting for you. So there's cheese, fruit, cracker, a spit of champagne, and water. That's for you to enjoy.
Oh, good.
All right, enjoy your stay with us.
Thank you very
All right,
much.
you're
Bye-bye.
welcome. Thank you.
Okay, let's check in the car. And go there. Oh, pretty weather again. And you hear the waterfall already in the background. Let's go in. All reserved. Around the building, also einmal rum, rechts und dann bist du da. Und breakfast included. Und pretty good price also. So excellent location.
Im Restaurant und so weiter.
Looks very pretty. Yeah, in that restaurant. You can have breakfast and you can have a relaxing day at the restaurant. Turn right. And we can go into that waterfall park. Wow, the music turns on automatically. This is the London room in this hotel. Look how pretty. And that's the bathroom for the London room. Wow. Cannot complain. It's directly next to our Tesla charger. You look out the window and look in the parking lot. Here and there is our Tesla charged, our parking and charging. That's the perfect hotel. I tell you, this is for me a 10 out of 10. Directly to the Niagara Falls State Park or Waterfall Park, just directly at the waterfall. Can't be any better. The opposite side is Canada. Where are we?
Here are the falls.
You are here. So we can walk down and see at that also the falls. Yes. And you can walk over here, over the bridge, and then go over the island to the falls on this side as well. There's actually a water power plant which is using the power of the water in order to generate electricity. And this side is the Canadian side. And there's lots more attractions that you can see. Even a ferry wheel. And when in the far back there's the bridge. The middle of the bridge is the border between US and Canada. Now what you see there in the back are the American Falls called. And let me zoom there a little bit closer. So they are going from the side into the river. And there's the bridge between America and Canada. Sorry, to the Canadian side. So that's the Canadian side. And then when I go over to this side, these are the Canadian falls, but my lens will get very gusty soon. Oh, there is a lot of wind. I hope that you can understand me. And a lot of gust. And here are going the falls now. They are called Horseshoe Falls, but belonging to Canada. Most of them. This goes a couple of feet down, I'll tell you that. Very pretty. And the power plant is in the back, connected to it. For water power. Some more pictures. And there's a ferry also, or some boat trips what you can take from here. But most of the time in the summer. Just starting from close to the bridge.
pressed insane.